Hello, Potato. So a while back, I did a couple of videos on collector's editions, video games that I have, including one called something along the lines of collector's editions I bought exclusively for the pack-in. And in that episode, I mentioned that I had one where I could find the box, but the pack-in was missing. Well, the pack-in has churned up, and now that item is complete. And here it is. The Call of Duty Ghosts Prestige Edition. Call of Duty Ghosts, not a great game. And yeah, I have it twice. Once because I bought it for the 360, I think because it was like on clearance at Sam's Club for 10, 15 bucks. And that's how I actually played it. But then this one popped up on, I think, Amazon or something on like special for like 15 or 20 bucks. Now, why would I pay more to buy a game a second time? Well, because this edition comes with an action camera, as well as like some, I guess, DLC stuff, and well, actually did have the season pass in it, a bracelet, but the camera is the reason I bought it. So this is one that I bought exclusively for the pack-in, and I took the camera out apparently, and I put it in a drawer, and it is now turned up. So what came in here? You saw it on the back, obviously. Oh, there's our pack-in. Yep. Our Call of Duty Ghosts camera in its own little bag. Got the steelbook, which, unlike the other ones, actually just have the game in it. Because again, I didn't play this version. I played the 360 version without the season pass content. And our little paracord bracelet. Because that was kind of a thing at the time. I know you can still get paracord stuff, bracelets and chains and stuff now. But that was like a new thing, I think, for the general public at the time. But yeah, this is not a great game. Pretty mediocre. I don't know that I even finished it. I don't usually play. I think the last Call of Duty game I played to completion was like Call of Duty 2. Not like Modern Warfare 2. 2. The one that still took place in World War II. Yeah, I'm not super into Call of Duty. But we have our little camera here. And that is, again, why I bought this particular set. Is you got your little Call of Duty Ghost camera. And it comes with, kind of surprisingly, everything you need to get started. Let's angle down a little. You, of course, have your camera. Supposedly, it shoots in HD by default, 1080. Although I don't know that YouTube puts my videos up in 1080. I record them in HD, but it always tells me it's converting them to SD when I'm uploading them. But there's a little camera. It actually just comes with a memory card. I don't know how big it is. 4 gigs, so tiny. This is a tiny little card. It's going to hold like a half an hour of content. So the camera is supposed to go for up to, I think it said 2 to 4 hours depending on use, which I'm not sure if that means like whether you're running it like in full HD or 720 or what exactly that means. I guess I have this up backwards. Yeah, I did. All right, let's slot that in there. There we go. And then you have all your little various mounting brackets. You've got this to go with the cord here, so you can wrap it around your helmet. Got a bicycle handlebar one. Got a little permanent sticky mount, I guess for your dashboard or something. And I guess a sticky mount for this. I guess if you want to like stick it to your helmet permanently. I don't know why you'd want to permanently affix this camera. Then of course we also have, I've joked, I don't think on here before, but I've joked before about the world's shortest charging cables. But I shouldn't do that anymore because this legitimately has the world's shortest charging cable. I think it's supposed to how you're supposed to get the information off the camera as well. And then we have a quick start guide and the warranty information in 25 different languages. Quick start guide's not super helpful. Basically tells you what all the little buttons are called and tells you to charge it for your first use, which I have done. And then it refers you to a website if you want to look at the actual manual, which I've gone and done already. So, in theory, This is all ready to go. So all I should have to do is hit the start button. And this should start recording. And the green light is on and it's turned red. It just beeped. So in theory, this is recording now. So you got the green light there. And then this little status button here should tell me that I'm good on my battery and that I'm recording it in 1080p. So, I think it stopped now. I don't know, it's flashing red. Not sure what that means. Let's look at the manual again. But, let's take this out for a walk and see how it does. And I will see you after the walk, I guess. Just a quick warning before we go on to the next bit. This camera has a very wide angle lens on it, and it is head mounted. So if you have issues with motion sickness, you may just want to skip ahead to the end and see what I thought of it overall. The rain has filled this back up nicely. I think the last time I came out it was almost empty already. It doesn't take a lot of rain to fill this creek back up. That tree stump there, just a couple years ago had a tree and it fell over during a particularly rough storm, not like, tornado or anything, but a storm. It blocked the creek for a while. They had to cut it off. Left the stump, of course. And you can see there we're not very far from civilization at all. I think the camera just stopped. I am not sure what that chirp was. It's still flashing like it's recording. So, hopefully, I think it means that either the battery is low or that tiny little 4 gigabyte card is almost out. So we may not even make it to the end of this path. But that's fine. Look, there's another person walking. Hopefully I put the camera back facing the vaguely right direction for you to see. That's the thing I really dislike about a camera like this is I have no idea what my shot is. I can't even line up a shot, and I'm guessing it's going to all have like a kind of a fisheye look to it because of that lens on the front of the camera. Maybe we'll look at that when I get back. Maybe take a look at the camera, because it has a tripod mount on it too. I guess it's useful if you don't want to use the included little mounting brackets. It's coming this way. Let's see if he notices that we have a camera stuck to our head. Alright, that path there just leads back up into a neighborhood, so I think this is where I will leave you. And we'll jump back to me at home after we take a look at what, if any, footage this camera actually captured. Hope I got something, otherwise I'm talking to no one, and this will be a very short video. Alright, I am back from my walk. I have downloaded the footage off the camera and checked it out, and well, you know, it's not great. There are points in it. First of all, this lens here, that it to me it looks like I was filming through a front door peephole. It's very, very bubbled out, very distorted. I figured it probably would be. I just thought maybe, you know, out in nature, like, you know, with some space, it wouldn't be. But yeah, it was. The 4GB card it comes with is basically a joke. It was beeping that was almost full before I finished, you know, what, maybe 10-minute walk? But, you know, it's nice that it came with any card. I mean, you could at least play with this right out of the package. And I think a lot of things wouldn't come with anything. Kind of like how this camera came with an 8GB card, which is, you know, so small as to be basically useless. And it's funny to think about. I remember a time when I had a 4GB drive in my computer, and I thought, wow, that is so much space. But, you know, we still used floppy disks back then. So, yeah. The camera, otherwise, it seems to work pretty well. I mean, it's no GoPro Hero 8, but it's also, you know, it's not like some complete kiddie piece of garbage. It does work. It does what it's supposed to do. And for something that came with just a pack-in item for a game that came out 7 years ago, meaning this camera's 7 years old. This thing's older than, well, I think older than this camera. it's not awful. I mean, it does what it says it does. And, you know, if you're a kid or something, you know, mount this on your bicycle or whatever. Not that you, as a kid, you should be playing M-rated games. It's not the worst thing in the world. It does what it's supposed to do. I think 7 years ago, if I compared it to other cameras, you know, action cameras like GoPros and stuff from that time, this wouldn't fare too badly, honestly. And I don't remember how much of a jump in price there was between this and the $60 basic version. I know Call of Duty games can get insane with their pricing, you know, a couple $100s. I mean, to be fair, so did Borderlands 3 this time around. So I don't know how much of a value this would be if you'd bought this back in the day at full price. But I paid like $20 for it because apparently nobody bought it back in the day at full price. So I feel I definitely got my money's worth out of it. I don't know if I'll ever use it again. Because again, I mean, that video is not great for anything I'm doing. But I mean, it's a cute thing. And if you don't mind, I suppose, having the Call of Duty Ghost logo stuck to the side of your head or the front of your bike or whatever, you know, it's a thing you can use. Interesting, I found there's like a tripod mount on here. So I guess maybe if you had like a you know, a screw on the side of your paintball helmet or something, you could just screw that right on, although it has to be this way, which is why it came with this little L bracket, because otherwise all your footage will be sideways if you do it like this. It has to be like this. Yep, it's not a bad thing. It's not a thing I can ever see myself using again, but it was fun to try out and play with. And that's going to wrap it up for today. So please remember to wash your hands properly, wear your mask out in public, practice your safe social distancing, and stay healthy. And I'll see you in the next video.